Hello guys and welcome. Today I am doing a get ready with me, testing out some new products and just some older favorites. I don't have a full face of new products. I just have a few random products right here. I have this palette from Huda Beauty, the Icey Nude. I also have some new products from BK Beauty. I'm very excited about this set. They did come out with like an eyelash curler, but this trio right here, they're new brushes. I'm excited to play with them. I also have this Esum contour bronzer little thing. This is not brand new, but it's just new to me. I have it in my collection. I do have their matte palette as well, but if we're playing with the Huda, I may keep that one for another time. So yeah, just some random products here and there. So if you want to get ready with me, grab your makeup and let's get started. My hair is super soft right now. I just washed it, but because of that, I feel like it just wants to stay so flat, so I have to zhuzh it up here and there. But okay, for our base, what should we do? Like always, I'm starting with my Fenty Skin SPF. This is their really rich moisturizer. I absolutely love it. They do have a tinted version. Actually, it's pretty much like a skin tint with SPF in it, and I do really like it. I have a really dark color though for summertime, so I won't be able to do that. This definitely has a scent, which I absolutely love, but I'm not extremely sensitive to scents, but there's definitely some that are just headache inducing for me. But this one is just, it just kind of smells a little bit fruity, just a little bit floral. Anyway, I really like how moisturizing this is. I have been debating on what foundation to wear, and I'm kind of in between these two. This is the Nars Tinted Moisturizer, which has pretty decent coverage, and then my Clé Cream Foundation. Ooh, I kind of want to wear this one. I wonder if it's too dark for me. I think this shade is really good. Of course, I'm just going to put a little bit of pore filling primer. This is the Glowish. You know what? I think I'm just going to go for the Nars. This is an old favorite. I absolutely love this product. It has just a squeeze tube, and I actually really like that. And the coverage is great. It's like a good medium coverage. I have mine in the shade Alaska Light 2, and I have no tan whatsoever on, so I feel like this will match pretty well. Now I have been looking into Viv Beauty. Do you guys know it? Have you tried any other products? I am so tempted to do a full face kind of try on of Viv Beauty products. They really pull me in. There's something about the brand that I really like. This kind of reminds me of their kind of foundation that they came out with not too long ago. I've never tried any other products. I went on their website, but I think they're sold out on a lot of the colors that I would be for concealer and for foundation. But I would love to know your thoughts on it. Do you guys want to see a kind of brand review of Viv? Or are you just not interested? Do you even know about the brand? I know the owner is a YouTube creator, and she's on Instagram, and she's just like, I don't know, I really like her style. I can't say that I've watched a ton of her videos in the past. It just didn't pop up on my feed. But since I've kind of started looking into the brand, I've watched more and more of her little videos, and I just think she's so cool. As you can see, this, it's quite radiant. We are gonna powder down a little bit, but it's such a beautiful product. This is a Nars staple. I think I'm always going to have this in my collection. And you can absolutely build it up. I may just put a tiny bit. And I'm working this into the brush and then going in. That way it applies it just a little softer. Yeah, like that. I'm just inspecting my skin, and I adore this skin tint. I call it a foundation, okay? It is absolutely perfection, quite glowy. These lights make it look a little bit glowier, but even in real life, it definitely has this beautiful radiance to it. It's fantastic. Do not sleep on this product. Like always, I'm taking a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury color corrector, and I just put a little bit on my finger and use that. Oh no, I forgot about the brushes. How could I? How could I? Oh no. I am so bummed right now. I will use it for concealer. But wow, that was so silly of me. So Rephr came out with 3 new brushes. 115. It has this angle to it. Very similar to the 101, just a little bit smaller. Then they have this 116. And then they have this really cool brush, which is 114. It has 2 different sides. I assume one is for powder and one is for concealer or foundation. We're definitely going to use this for concealer. I'm going to use the 116 for contour and everything. And I'm probably just going to... Ooh, this is actually going to be great for contouring. It is a little bit more dense, or it feels a little bit more dense than their 101. I'm going to find that one real quick. Here are the 2 brushes side by side, the 101 and 115. As you can see, the 101 is much bigger. And because the bristles on the new one are just shorter, it feels just a little bit more dense. But I think density-wise, it looks the same. It just feels a little bit more dense because of that. It doesn't have as much play as the 101. But besides that, they look very similar. I honestly think this is going to be great for contouring. And I will use it a little bit just to blend in the foundation a little bit more. Ooh, this actually will be great for concealer as well. Ooh, this new release from BK Beauty is wonderful. This one excites me. I think this 114 brush is the most unique. I love the shape of it. I haven't used it yet, but I like the shape of it. I like that it's a little bit smaller and that you can use one side for creams and then one side to powder. It kind of reminds me a little bit of this from Niki La Rose collection with BK Beauty, just much smaller and a little bit more, less fluffy. But the same concept, I think on one you can use liquid creams and then on the other side is for powder. You can see that this is dirty. I use it quite a lot. I have 2 concealers right here. I have the Sarah Creel concealer. I have shown this to you before and I love it. It's very, very beautiful. And then we have the Iris and Romeo concealer. I don't think I've shown you this. So let's just try this one. I have not used this one that much. I have tested it out, but I can't say that I've used it for like a week straight to really get my thoughts on it. So we're gonna do that together. I remember really liking it though. I'm just adding some here and just a little bit on the tops of my cheeks right there. Now let's take this 114 brush and test it out. Feels really nice, dense, but still malleable. Ooh, I feel like I'm painting my face. It's actually quite satisfying. I also really like the shape of this. That's really beautiful, guys. And I think right here, it's gonna be much easier than some of my other brushes. Oh, yes, yes. Now, this is one that you can kind of swipe as well. Of course, you can tap. Like, I kind of do a mix of both. Wherever I have a little bit more concealer foundation, I will kind of swipe gently and then go over and tap. Okay, that is a concealer and it's beautiful. It's glowy. I would say it's a good medium coverage. If you have oily skin and you like full coverage, you're gonna hate this. But for me right now, mostly in the winter when I'm a little bit more dry, I'm starting to have more fine lines under the eyes, I really do enjoy a product like this. But in the summertime, this would be just too glowy for me. My skin right now just looks healthy and glowy. Once we powder, it's gonna be much better, but yeah. I actually do enjoy these products together a lot. Talking about powder, I'm gonna go with my Chanel loose powder. This one is definitely quite intense. So I'm gonna take the brush, the other side of the 114 brush, put a little bit of powder in here and then work the powder into the brush, tap, work it in some more, and only then, maybe even tap a little bit here, and then go under my eyes. And ooh, this is actually great because I can clean up anything that has creased and then go right in to powder. I like this. Okay, okay, I'm into this. Just pressing this where I need it the most. Like, look at the difference a good powder can make. Here and here, it just looks so smooth. I'm gonna leave the glow here, but just powder my T-zone, and it just makes a huge difference. I do usually set after I put my contour and my blush and bronzer on, but right now we're using a powder bronzer slash contour, so I thought I would just powder first. So yeah, this brush is beautiful. So far, I really like this one. We'll definitely try the 116, but I feel like this is going to be great for cream bronzer contour, not necessarily powder, just because it's so dense. Let's try it. I'm going to try it. So here is the Esum kind of bronzer contour palette. I really like it. I like the packaging of this. This was the cap, and you can put it under. This is, I would say, created more for makeup artists. A lot of their products are just a little bit more like pro style, but these colors are exciting me. So I'm just gonna, let's start with the lightest one and maybe mix in these two lightest ones. And I'm just very excited to see how it will apply with this brush, just because it is more dense. I feel like it's a cream product, a brush, I mean, but we can at least try and contour. Oh, that works. That works. But my instincts are screaming to get a fluffier brush and contour with a fluffier brush. I really like the Esum blush palette that they came out with. I think at the same time that this one was released. I just didn't have this one to test out until now. And I really like the formula. I love their eyeshadow as well. So definitely pricey, but you do get a ton of product. Let's contour our little nose right here. I'm just going to compare this brush, the 116, with these other two that I use for kind of bronzer contour. 111, it is much, much denser, as you can see right here. And then I have the 107 that I use a lot. And this is also just bigger and fluffier. This is a lot smaller and denser. I do feel like I have a brush from BK Beauty that's similar to this. I am trying to find it. I am sure that there's a brush that's a little bit similar to this. Maybe it's just a 107, but comparing it to 116, it's just much bigger. But this, I think, will be great for more precise work. And as you can see, works with powder as well. But I like a fluffier brush for powder. This one's going to be great for liquid bronzer, cream bronzer. It would be great for foundation, honestly. Even blush, cream liquid blush. Also my Peau de Pêche. I feel like this is a great brush for that. I usually use this one from Sonia G, the classic base, for my Peau de Pêche little highlighter. And they look very similar. So yeah, I feel like this could be a dupe for the classic base from Sonia G. With that being said, I am taking my Rephr brush, which came back in stock. This is the Koyo brush, if I'm not mistaken. And at the time when I'm recording, it's still in stock. I already ordered a backup, but I know quantities are limited. So I'm not sure if it's going to be available when this video goes live. I'm sorry, but this brush for powder, anything, powder bronzer, powder blush, just powder in general, it's incredible. And that's why I wanted to get a backup, because it's one of the best powder brushes that I have in my entire collection. I mean, look how blurred that looks. You can see how much more intense it was with that brush from BK Beauty. Again, it's powder, but with this one, it just blurs everything. Just building this up a little bit more. You know, I have a really terrible habit of not reading anything about the products that are sent to me. The BK Beauty brushes were sent to me, by the way, if I did not mention that. And I just like to play with them and make my own opinion of what the brushes are good for. and then I go and read what the creator actually intended it to be. I don't think that's wise. I shouldn't do that, but I don't know. I just like making up my own mind about the products that are sent to me or even that I buy, you know? So there's that. That being said, let's look up what BK Beauty intended these brushes to be. It's called the Complexion Trio. 115 is a medium contoured foundation. 116 is a small round foundation. Okay, so this one is supposed to be a small round foundation. I can absolutely see that. I would probably still use it for contour. And the 114 is the dual-sided concealer. I was close. I was close. By the way, this set is $95 and I do have a code with BK Beauty, a 30% off code. And I think it's available till January or end of December. I do not have the details of that, but I will put it on the screen and in the description down below if you're interested in any BK Beauty brushes. I am really liking this Esum palette like a lot. I think the powders are very smooth. They blend in so nicely. Yes, it's a very smooth, very blendable. I mainly used these two colors and I think I put just a dot of this one at the end, like just to warm it up a little bit. If you are a makeup artist and you're looking for a great bronzer palette, this one is beautiful and it blends in really nicely. Moving on to blush, I'm just going to use my Westman Atelier in Petal. The eyeshadow palette is more cool tone. And I think this is a good blush overall. It's not too cool tone, it's not too warm. It's a just great rosy color. I may put on top of this my Sisley blush because it does have this more of a kind of baby pink, a little bit more cool tone shade. And I really like combining them. Is that worth it? Absolutely not, okay? Don't spend $100 and something on a blush. However, these blushes from Westman Atelier, they are, I want to say $48, $49. And are they worth it? I kind of think they are. I think the pigment is wonderful. They're still matte, but a cream. And I don't really swipe it on. I take my brush and I just apply it. This is a Sephora 55 brush, old collection. So I don't know if they reformulated this one or not. I did pull out the Coquette blush that was released not too long ago, but I don't think this is, maybe it is. I thought maybe it was a little bit too warm for the palette, the Huda palette, but let's put a little bit of that as well. For brows, I am back on this Gucci brow pencil. I used to love this so much a few years ago. It's the only thing I would wear, and I was sent so many other products that I started testing out, and I am back on this product. It's a more kind of powdery pencil, I'm sorry. And I love the way this feels in my brows. It's not very precise, so if you're looking for something very precise, you may be having issues with this one. But for somebody who has maybe thicker brows or they just need a little bit of a fill, I just feel like that makes it look so natural. And I like the color. This is, I actually have no idea. It's completely wiped off. I want to say it's the darker brown or something like that. And that's it. That's the brow pen. Let's put a little bit here to contour our lips. I think this color would work well to contour. And it's just very soft. It's barely noticeable. But I do think that it contours the lip without people even knowing that you're contouring. It just gives that shadow there. You could even go back with your foundation brush and go over it. And once you put your lip products on, it just gives this like pretty shadow. Last step for the base, I am taking this Jouer powder. I have fallen in love with this. It's so good. And taking this fluffier brush, this is the Sonia G Soft Cheek, and just going over kind of everything, meshing it into each other. I think this powder is so underrated. I can't believe I haven't heard about it before. It beats, I want to say, Hourglass little ambient lighting powders. It's so soft, so smooth. It puts almost like a filter. Look at my forehead. It just looks like I have a filter on my forehead. It's beautiful. One more step, just because I'm having fun playing with makeup. I'm taking the Sisley blush. This is the Rose 2. And you know what? We're going to take the same brush and we are going to put this blush on top. Taking some off. This has some glow to it. So it's kind of like a highlighter blush mixture. And it gives such a beautiful glow to the cheek without being too much. Let's move on to the lip. I'm gonna take this lip liner from Saie. This is in the shade Wink, and it's just this pretty pink. It's not too dark, but I am gonna mix it with the shade Flirt, which is just a little bit darker. I can't believe Christmas is a few weeks away. That's absolutely insane. I have been doing a couple of vlogs. I can link them down below if you're interested. I feel like I've been having fun with the vlogs. I'm learning how to kind of vlog with the family without showing the kids' faces, yet still give you guys a vibe of how our family is, and just the Christmas decorations, my skincare. There's gonna be some hair care coming up, so make sure you go watch those videos if you're interested. I just kind of need to know your feedback if you're interested in videos like that or not. So I would love to know your thoughts on that. That is the color Flirt. This is definitely my favorite, but mixing it with Wink, I like the combo because this is just a little bit more pink. And on top of it, we need to add something. I think I'm gonna do Tom Ford Spanish Pink. I've just been loving this shade. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of this, not too much, just a little bit. I do think this pink pulls a little bit warm, and I have a feeling that with the eyeshadow that is a little bit more kind of cool tone, it would work better, something like this. Let's do the Bobbi Brown lip gloss or lip oil in Bare Lilac, I think. I can't see. This doesn't look too cool tone on me. We'll see. We'll change it if we don't like it with the eyes. This is the Huda Beauty Icey Nude palette. Now, I picked this up just out of pure pressure, to be honest. In my Sephora haul, I got a lot of questions about this palette, and just a lot of you recommended it, said you loved it. The formula is even better than all her other ones because I initially didn't want to pick it up. So I picked it up. I had some points at Sephora, so I decided to go for it. I've only used it once, and I've used like these colors right there. So today I'm going to play with a little bit of color and see how we like it. There are some beautiful shimmers here. I don't know if you can tell that this has like a dual. Wow, that is very intense. Whew. Okay, let's do this middle one here. It feels almost like a glitter. I think this down here is a straight up glitter. I think so. The shade Diamond Dew. Wow. I think it's kind of creamy, and then once you blend it in, it becomes like an actual cream shadow. It feels like glitter in the beginning. Let's do, oh no, this is full on glitter. The color Bling right here. Look at that. That is straight up like chunky, hard glitter. Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna like that. Yeah, when you swipe it, it's hard. It feels like sand. It's pretty though. So maybe with like a glitter glue, you could use that. I don't love these kinds of glitters. I like the ones that have some base to it, some creaminess, some gel base to it. Kind of like this one that I swatched there. Let's try it. Let's start with the color Lavish right here. Taking this on a fluffy brush and taking it into the crease, kind of like the base layer. Okay, this pulls warmer than I thought it would. A lot of cool tones pool warm on me. This is actually quite surprising. I did not expect this to be this warm. Okay, let's try Poised, which is, oh, I can't hold this up, which is this one right here. It seems to have a little bit more of that kind of grayish undertone. That will look a little bit more cool tone on me. Wow, it's definitely quite pigmented. I'm going to take a clean brush and blend this out. I think I added a little bit too much product on that brush. I did not realize how pigmented these mattes are. I think her other palettes, the mattes were just a little kind of softer, not quite as pigmented. Otherwise, I would have gone with a gentler hand. With a smaller, more denser brush, this is the BK Beauty A504. I'm taking Faux Fur, which is this color right there, and I'm intensifying this look. I don't know, I feel like this palette story reminds me so much of some of her other ones, but everybody says that, oh, this is different, this is so much better, so here I am testing this out. I do think this color story is great for green eyes. That blended in really nicely. That faux fur color, that's really pretty. I think it's just that I don't reach for big palettes pretty much never. So that was the reason why I just hesitated buying this. But so far I'm liking it. I think the mattes are better than her other mattes. They're just blending in more effortlessly. I don't feel like I have to really work to blend all these three colors together. I just kind of put it there and they blend it themselves. I do always take a clean brush and kind of wipe it off in between and just make sure that I blend all those colors together. I want to take this color right here. It is this really, wow, white pink. Do I want to take that? I'm going to take it. I'm just going to take a flat brush. This is from Esum, and this is their W23 brush. And I am going to add this lighter color on the 1/3 of my eye, kind of like that. This reminds me a little bit of the Natasha Retro. Is that the one? The one that has all these kind of purpley cool tone colors. That's a pretty color. I feel like I could even cut my crease with this color because it's quite pigmented and it lays really well on top of the other mattes. That's a really pretty color. I like that. I'm actually going to take it on the lower lash line in the inner corner here a little bit. I will absolutely add sparkles. And then with an even smaller brush, I'm taking this white right here and kind of blending this in with that pink in the inner corner. I think this is where the iciness comes from. This white is so pigmented, so I am kind of careful to not over apply, but I'm kind of shaping the inner part of the eye with this color and blending this into that lighter pink shade. I'm gonna take just a little bit here very gently and then wiping this off. I'm gonna take the color She Rich, which is the deepest shade they have here, and taking a more small, precise brush. This is the BK Beauty 210, and adding more depth and bringing this out. That definitely added a whole lot more depth. Wow, these mattes are so much more pigmented than I thought they would be. And I'm taking this on the bottom as well, blending this into the other colors and flicking this out. So far, this palette reminds me a whole lot of this Dior Smoky Essential palette. I've been absolutely loving this one. Just the color story, it's just more pigmented than this, which I'm liking so far. I do want to play with some shimmer, and I definitely want to take this iced out color right here, but I'm going to be very precise and put that in the inner corner. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take some on my hand, and then I'm taking a clean Rephr 52 brush, and I'm going to take this and put it in the inner corner because it has kind of that blue pinkish tint. I just want to be careful with it. If you want a whole lot more pigment, you can use your finger, but that is enough for me for the inner corner. I like this color. I'm gonna take it just a little bit right here and up. That's fun. Definitely reminds me of that kind of icy cold weather look. That's fun. Should we do a glitter all over? I don't even know what I want to use. What about this platinum shade right here? Ooh, no. That's so intense. I think the Diamond Dew is the one I want to use. And I'm going to use it on my finger. I'm going to put that on my finger. Kind of take a lot of that product out and work it into my finger. And then go on my lid. Because otherwise I feel like it's going to take over the whole look. And this way, it just adds a little bit of kind of sparkle. Oh, I feel like it took away from that purple thing. I don't know if I like this. Ooh, I feel like this is much warmer than I expected. And it took away from that purple. See right there, you can kind of see the purple. Kind of half regretting doing that. Maybe I should have done the VVS color. Yes. Ooh. My bad. Now we're going to make the same mistake on the other side, and then we're going to put the VVS color on top. I did not realize it was so gold. Let's take the VVS, which is this one right here. I think that has a little bit more pink in it, hopefully. And then put this on top. See if that helps at all. If not, it is what it is. I so wish I did not put the glitters on top. I did not realize how warm the glitters were. I thought it was just a little bit softer. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the color She's Rich right here and try to go over the base of the lash to take away kind of that gold right there. This is why the video is not a tutorial, but a try-on video. It's so crazy how much warmer this shade, the Diamond Dew that I put first, looks on the eyes. Look how cool tone it looks here. This is what I wanted on my eyes. And then it just turned out to be this kind of warmer shade that has this gold glitter through it. And now the shade is beautiful in itself. I was looking for something else for my eyes. Let's take the High Life shade and see if we can kind of blend all these colors together and make it a little bit more cohesive. Let me go finish up the look. I'm going to put mascara on. I'm going to tight line definitely on the top, and I'll show you the finished look. I put a couple layers of mascara. I did tight line with black, my upper waterline, and then on the bottom, I did put this fig color from Victoria Beckham. I wish I had like a periwinkle kind of color to put there, but I just didn't. And I put just a little bit on the outer corner. And I did take this glitter. I should have recorded this. Maybe I did. Maybe I left the camera on and didn't realize. But I took this glitter right here and added over kind of that warmth from this other color. And I love that. I feel like that color from the bling, it's called the bling, this like loose glitter is the color I was hoping this color, which is called Diamond Dew, was. And I feel like that kind of helped even out the tones of the eye look, and I think it looks better. And then I took a little bit of Iced Out and put it on my lips because my lips were quite warm. So all I did was take a little bit and add it like that, and it kind of cooled down the look. Made it a little bit more kind of fairy-like. Maybe I added too much now, but I did that to cool down the look because I didn't want to take it all off. And that's the finished look. I do wish I was wearing a different shirt because if I cover that kind of pinky mauve shade, I feel like it looks more cohesive. When I take this down, I feel like it clashes a little bit because the undertone is just enough off to bother me. I may be the only one that notices that. And that's the finished look. I'm gonna wrap up these products, the newer ones that I've talked about, real quick. I love this palette. I think it's great. I like the undertones. I think the mattes are beautiful. To be honest, I'm more impressed in the mattes than I am in the kind of glitter toppers. I think the mattes are just more blendable. They're quite pigmented, but they're very easy to blend out, which I really enjoy. I like the undertones of the mattes. I I like the colors overall. The metallic slash like these kind of glitter shades, I need to play more with them just because I've only played with this, and this, a little bit of this one, but like I don't feel like I have a good idea of the whole kind of glitter topper situation here. I do find this to be a little bit more difficult to work with rather than just a Tom Ford topper, but this gives you a lot more pigment, a lot more dimension, so I can appreciate that. But I do have to say that right now the mattes impress me more than the shimmer topper in this palette. Like I mentioned, I did enjoy that glitter. I did not use a glitter glue, I just put it on. That's not wise. I probably would use glitter glue just because it's straight up glitter, but I do really enjoy the palette. These right here are beautiful. I like the lighter colors, how pigmented they are, and they meshed really well with the other mattes. So I'm really impressed with these shades right here, the lighter ones. I feel like they can be such a hit or miss to create, but yeah, I think it's fun. I heard that this is supposedly Huda's last big palette, and I'm glad I bought it. I don't know how much use I'm gonna get out of it just because I don't use big palettes much, but maybe I'll be intentional and pull it out just for looks like this. Besides that, I am loving the Esum kind of sculpt bronzing palette. I think it's beautiful, it's very practical, and it did a great job. What other new products? Oh, the BK Beauty Trio. I really enjoyed this one. I think my favorite is this brush, the 114. I think I'm going to use this one a lot. 116, I'm going to definitely use it for a bronzer. Oh no, I found the one that I was looking for. It's the 106. It was hidden right here. Okay, now this is 106, 116. The new one is smaller than the 106. I knew I wasn't going crazy, but I feel like I'm going to use this one in a very similar way as I use my 106. Did not love the eyelash curler. I'm sorry, it did not work well with my eyes. It was a weird angle. It's very pretty. Look how pretty that is. But I prefer the Rephr curlers, lash curlers so much more. I mean, they don't even compare. This was very difficult to work with, and the shape of my eye just does not work on this. But it may work on a lot of other people. So that was a fail for me. But besides that, I think everything worked well. Did I have any other new products? I think that's it. Everything else is all favorite products that I really enjoyed. I think that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you comment down below, leave me your thoughts. I love seeing your comments. Even if I don't get to reply to all of you guys, I try to do it to most of you, but I appreciate them. I see every single comment and it means so much to me. And with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.